y'all, welcome back to Chat with Beauty Spot. This is Beauty Spot. I know I've been gone for a minute. I had to have emergency surgery. That was the pits. So I'm sitting here with stitches all up on my stomach. So we will push through and make this happen. We will be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 6. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll comment back to you. So we could just call this episode the Alyssa Show. Chris was saying that, he wanted to, Alyssa hasn't really talked to Chris. She really only talks to them when they have to film something together. And he said that she wants him to act like a husband, but won't, and she refuses to act like a wife. But let's just talk about everybody else first. Mark and Lindsay, they talked after their squabble last week, which I was in the hospital for. But they talked and they squashed their argument, which was a good thing. I have to give it up for Lindsay. As much as she has gotten on my nerves all these previous episodes, she has toned it down a lot. And I don't know if it's because she's drinking less, but she has toned it down a whole lot. They sat for breakfast. They talked about religion. They talked about kids, and it went very well. Katina and Elijah, they decided to go horseback riding. Katina was nervous about the horses. I don't blame her. Hell, the horses are big as hell. I've ridden a horse, but they big as hell and they could squash you. And she was nervous and she let him know, but he's steady trying to push her until finally she was like, you know what? Back up, because if you don't listen to me while I'm telling you I'm nervous and I want you to slow down or stop, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And that's when he finally started to get it. Like, he's like, maybe I shouldn't push my wife the way I want to, because she was like, I'll punch you in the face. Noy and Steve, they went to go see a waterfall and they found the water and everything. And Noy is a little nervous about the water, and he was going to show her how to float and everything. And he was like, when, lean back in the water, put your ears in the water and tilt back. And as soon as she was about to do that, he got bit by a fish in the ankle. But, yeah, that was them. Alyssa and Chris. They go play tennis, and she shows up to the tennis court in some flip-flops. Now, you knew the assignment that they gave y'all was go play some tennis or whatever. So she goes in flip-flops, and she actually plays, but you can tell she don't want to be there. Afterwards, they sit down and talk, and they're talking about what they're about to do after the honeymoon. The honeymoon is about to wrap up, and they're supposed to move into these apartments together as husband and wife, because the show is called Married at First Sight. Well, she wants to move into the apartments without him. And when he said he had planned on moving in, and she was like, oh, you planned on moving in? She was like, well, I thought I was going to take the apartment. He's like, oh, you're welcome to move in if you want to. That pissed her off. Of course, she had to walk off. I need to take a moment because I don't like the way this conversation is going. And so she goes to talk to the producers, and she's like, how dare he think that he can move into the apartment? I want to move into the apartment. And she's sitting up there pissed off about his hand gestures, and he's literally like this. And she's like, he's talking to the producers on his own, and he's pointing stuff out, and she's like, his hand gestures are very aggressive. And the producer's like, they're just hand gestures. Like, basically, girl, you tripping. And she's like, I just don't like him. I can't stand him. Ugh. He is literally standing there talking to a producer, and he talks with his hands. There was nothing aggressive about. That girl is a whole Karen. She is a whole Karen. But she's pissed because he is planning on moving to their apartments, and she don't want him to be there because I wouldn't feel comfortable moving in with you, even though I signed up for this show and got married, and you don't seem aggressive, but I'm not attracted to you, and therefore I don't want to share any space with you, which is what she just should have said. Is she just been making up all this other stuff. Before I move on with them, let's go to Lindsay and Mark. Calling him constantly while they're on this honeymoon, telling him she's about to redo the lease, no cats. She knows he has 3 cats. She basically is giving this man an eviction notice while he's on his honeymoon, and said that they had bed bugs and the whole 9. So I don't know if she's feeling some kind of way because he done got with Lindsay and then got married, and she feels like he's stepping away from her or what, but his landlord was bugging. And Lindsay, to my surprise, Lindsay was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it, Playboy. She was like, get your cats. We can bag all that stuff and get rid of them bed bugs, but you get your stuff and you could move into my apartment, and we could just call this a trial run. You come on over to the house. Don't even trip. Your landlord is bugging. She should not even be doing this if she knows you on your honeymoon, yada, yada, yada. So she squashes that, and he's just like totally overwhelmed. It's been like a good week since all this has started. Poor dude. They end up going to get a massage because he had to get all that tension knocked out. So let's go back to Chris and Alyssa. Chris's sister calls, and he's on FaceTime with his sister in the hotel, and he is starting to tell her about Lindsay because she's like, how's marriage? And he's like, oh sis, let me tell you about him. He's like, that's when Alyssa was talking to the producers, talking about, I hate him, and she swears she's being nice to him, and she doesn't know how she's going to be portrayed, but if it is not in a good light, this is all on you guys, because I'm a very good person. She says this at least 5 times an episode, and I swear I have never heard a good person swear that they are a good person every 5 minutes. If you are a good person, people will know. If you are a nice person, people will know. You don't have to go around saying that you a nice person and all this other stuff. So, Chris is letting his sister know everything that's going down. But she's still going off at the producer. She's still at the tennis courts from earlier, crying and complaining to the producers like, I better not come off in a bad light because of this, because I'm a good person. And the producers are getting tired of her. And she does not understand why Chris gets to move in the apartment and she doesn't. And the producer was like, you do know this is married at first sight and not single at first sight. Like, she's acting like she should have went on the Real World because she wanna cadoodle with Katina and Jasmina. She want to kick it with them. She want to kick it with the homies. She wanted to go on this free vacation, honeymoon. She want to go on a free trip to the cabin later on in the season. She want to do all the fun stuff for free. But because she don't like the way Chris looks, it's all his fault why she can't have the fun that she wanted to have. And she basically told the producers, this is about me. This is about how I feel. And y'all should be on my side. And they was not feeling her. They was like, you need to figure out, if you want to be all out, you need to be all out. Or you need to figure it out. And you need to figure it out soon. And the whole time she's saying that she has put in the effort. And she thinks she's being honest and respectful to him. And she just doesn't get it. She keeps saying that Chris is making her look bad. There is nothing that I have seen with the way that Chris is acting that is making her look bad. In fact, he closes his mouth usually and lets her hang herself. And maybe she wants him to stop her, but he ain't said nothing crazy to her thus far. She is bugging. So they all end up getting together to have like the final dinner before they go back to Boston. And of course, you know, the producers give them talking points. And Alyssa comes out and says that she believes that when they get back, that Chris could move in for the first month and then move out. And then she should get to move in for the second month and then move out. And Chris is saying that this is his first time hearing this scenario, and he is not with it. He is either all the way in or all the way out. He said they are not going to treat that apartment like divorced parents. And he said basically, I love y'all, but I didn't come here for y'all. I came here for a marriage. When I did this, I was thinking for a lifetime. I didn't want to come on here just to kick it with y'all in the apartments. And what does she think that they're about to do? All these other people are in the same situation that you are in, and they are trying to get to learn their spouses. They not here just to kick it with you. And she's worried about, what if everybody wants to get together and they're like, Alyssa, come down, and I can't because I'm not there. That girl. And basically, this was the first time that I seen with Chris just straight up calling her out. And he was like, you're not even trying. And she's like, I swear I'm trying. I'm still here. I'm still here sitting next to you at this table. I'm trying. And I mean, he's like, you need to let me know. I was here to work with somebody who may want to go on a, you know, at a very slow pace. I'm down for that. He's like, but I'm 100% in. But I cannot be 100% in if you're not even 1% in. So you need to let me know. And she's like, can't we discuss this after? And he's basically like, we don't have discussions after. See, I'm glad he brought this up at the table, because I don't know. The other couples have been dealing with their spouses, so they don't really know exactly what's going on with Chris and Alyssa. They just see that there's tension there. So he basically put her on the spot in front of all those other people, and he wants her to react. And Jasmina and Katina is like, you know, Chris, maybe you should allow her to have this conversation outside of us, because this is really none of our business. And Chris is like, but that won't happen. She does not talk outside of filming. Even if I ask for the cameras to be removed, she still does not want to have a conversation. She will talk until I say something that she doesn't want to deal with, and then she'll leave. But everybody was feeling for Chris. It was crazy. He wasn't letting up on her. And even afterwards, when they were, talking afterwards, him and Alyssa, she kept saying that she was here for the experience and that she wanted to enjoy the experience, not the experiment, not the marriage to him. She wanted to enjoy the trips, and she wanted to hang out with the other couples and have fun. And she lived with her mama, so she was going to enjoy having that apartment to herself until he said that he was going to be there. That girl is a whole hot mess, and I just feel bad. I feel bad for Chris because he got robbed. It's not like she is the absolute bomb. I mean, she hella mediocre. If we just going by her face, she is hella mediocre. He mediocre. They balance each other out. But it's like her attitude is making her extremely ugly. And the way that he is responding to her is making him a lot more attractive. So I could see the ladies in Boston seeking him out once this is over, once these 8 weeks are over. They're going to be hitting him up in the DMs. He's not going to be single for long, But her, she has messed up her whole reputation. And she has done it by herself with some good editing. Because they edit the hell out of her, and they have given her enough screen time for her to really just sink to the bottom of the ocean. So we are going to see how it is next week when they do go to the apartments. Don't know who's moving in, but I did see that they will be talking to Pastor Cal. And it did look like he's asking, so y'all ready to get a divorce? I want to see who's going to be the first one to fold, because this ain't it. Homegirl is not it, and poor Chris, he need a whole do-over because he got gypped. He got gypped for real. But that is the end of this episode. I will see you all next week. And don't forget, again, to like, comment, and subscribe. I was hoping to review another show. I was going to do, what's the one that come on with Nephew Tommy? I was going to do that one, but like I said, I got sick. So I may review it this week and just start where it starts tomorrow. So we shall see. But with that, peace.